All right. Hello, everyone. This is the next episode of Liferay dev.life sessions brought to you by Liferay and particularly by the developer relations team at Liferay. So, as you know, we at Liferay are all about helping other developers be more productive, and this is part of the things that we organize online sessions from developers to developers. Today's I have a special guest that's going to be talking about mobile apps and WeDeploy. But as usual, I'm going to take a couple of minutes of your time to tell you a little bit more about other initiatives that we have here. So for those of you who know what dev.life is, it's probably a good time to grab a coffee. And for the rest of you, let me introduce the guy in the bottom of your screen talking to you. That's me. My name is Milan Yankov, and I'm developer advocate at Liferay. I have the pleasure to be the host of this session, but I'm not the one who is going to show you cool things today. The cool things today and the cool things about their live sessions, as usual, are about all the products that we have at Liferay and products related to those products. So you may want to look at the community liferay.com/projects just to learn more about the things that we create to make you more productive. Okay, so most of you probably came here through a meetup. This is where we do our online sign up for sessions, and this what lets you keeps you informed about what's going on, what's going to happen. Of course, those of you who joined today will be the first to know what's going to be the next session, but that's going to be at the end of the, today's presentation. I also encourage you to look at your local groups. We have Liferay local user groups, probably one in your area. If there is no one in your area, then maybe you can start one. If you want to, just contact us at developerrelations@liferay.com. And then one thing that just I want to point to a few examples. Like this is the Spanish user group, which has been pretty active. They schedule a meeting pretty much every month. So if you are nearby Madrid and speak Spanish, that's the place to go. Also, sign up on Meetup because sometimes we do organize events with limited capacity, like this one from the French Liferay user group, which already has a waiting list. And some local user groups are just starting, like the Dutch or the Benelux one. So anyone from Benelux, please join and spread the word and help the people there reveal the user group there. Okay, so that's pretty much enough introduction for like how do we try to help our community. Let's go to the important part. The session of today which you've joined interactively, and you can communicate your thoughts, your questions, your ideas during the session in two ways. Either use the chat on YouTube, where you're probably watching this, or you can join our Slack channel and go to the dev.life channel and ask your questions there. You can ask your question at any time. I'll collect this and ask them on your behalf at the end of the session. That's pretty much how it works. I hope you enjoyed today. I'm really excited about today's session, which is building a truly serverless mobile app with WeDeploy and Kotlin. Now, I do understand we kind of played buzzword bingo here, but that's really exciting to see WeDeploy and Kotlin in action. At least for me, I hope it's also exciting for you. So please, everyone, welcome Victor Oliveira, who is a mobile software engineer at Liferay, and who's going to tell you more about how to do all this cool stuff. Hey, Victor, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, I'm switching to you, and welcome, and please tell us how to do this cool stuff with WeDeploy and Kotlin.
Okay. Thank you, Milan. Hey guys, what's up? Can you listen to me? I hope so. Well, I'm here today to show you what is WeDeploy and why should we use WeDeploy.
I think we lost Victor. Well, can someone point me, say if you guys can hear and see? Okay, let's give him a couple of minutes to recover. All right, still waiting for Victor. I guess Victor was connecting from our office in Brazil, and I assume there is some internet issues there because I can't connect them. I can't reach him through any other channels, so I'm gonna have to give him a couple more minutes, and eventually we'll reschedule the session if this is not possible to do today. Meanwhile, thanks, Jack Baker, for giving me something to talk about while everyone else is waiting. And the question Jack posted on. Oh, here we have Victor again. Hey, Victor, can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right, what happened?
I don't know. I think my connection has.
All right. Okay, I was
You...
just about to tell a story, but now that you're back, I'm just going to switch to you.
Okay, so where my connection?
Basically, after the first few words. You can go back to basically the beginning.
Okay, so let's start again. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened, but can you listen to me now?
Now I can hear you, and I'll let you know if something goes wrong.
Okay, so uh, uh, actually, I'm here today to show you what is WeDeploy. Uh, why should I use WeDeploy and how to use WeDeploy? First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Victor. As Milan said, I'm mobile software engineer at Liferay. And I've been working as a developer for 5 years, more or less, but I just started at Liferay 1 year ago. Today, I'm working on several projects here at Liferay, and one of them is maintaining WeDeploy Android SDK. So that's why we're gonna build an Android app today. If you want, you can easily find me in social networks as Victor Oliveira. That is my middle name, by the way. So, what is WeDeploy? Uh, WeDeploy is a development platform that helps you deploy your apps. So it gives you access to intuitive APIs for backend microservices. So you can create modern apps faster than we usually do. With WeDeploy, you can set up your application from your command line, for example, or you can authenticate users with only a few lines of code. You can also store data securely and consume information in real time. Release applications with zero downtime and many other things. So why should I use WeDeploy? WeDeploy was built to become a deployment platform that handles all of your back-end infrastructure challenges. So this way you can focus on what matters. That is create an amazing user experience in your app or website. So how can I use WeDeploy? We can use it in several ways. Actually, WeDeploy uses Docker containers that in practice means that you can deploy everything, but that's not all. You can really speed up your development process using our plug and play services. Uh, WeDeploy provides you a set of services like auth, data, and email, also hosting. So you can focus on building great applications. The first that I'm gonna talk is the email, that is a cloud-based email sending service. It is a simple, reliable, and cost-effective solution for send email to our customers. So the second one is the WeDeploy Auth. This service enables you to authenticate users using email password or popular third-party providers like Facebook, Google, or GitHub. With this service, you can set up your entire application in a few lines of your authentication in a few lines of code on iOS, Android, or web. You just need to use our SDK. So it's really simple. The third one is the WeDeploy hosting that provides you an easy way to deploy static pages. So we will help you with custom domains, SSL certificates, catching best practices, GitHub integration, and many other things. The last one is the service that personally I like more. WeDeploy Data. For mobile developers, one of the most annoying parts is having to always depend on the API to access database and persist information. So WeDeploy Data is a fully searchable NoSQL database that enables you to store data securely, making complex queries, and consume information in real time. So let's go, step one. So for WeDeploy Android SDK is developed in Java, but I decided to use Kotlin in our demo, mainly because it was adopted by Google as an official Android development language, and because it has become really popular in mobile community. So it will always make our demo more fun. I won't focus on the Kotlin features because it's not the purpose of this presentation, but if you are not familiar with, you don't know Kotlin, I'm sure that if you are familiar with Java, this demo will be completely understandable, and I believe it, and you're gonna love it. I also want to worry about conventions and coding patterns. I believe all of you are familiar with development, so I'll skip that, having in mind that you are a good programmer and you follow all Uncle Bob's tips. So for time purpose, I decided to split our coding pricing in different branches to make it easier and faster. But in every branch checkout, I will explain every code introduced in the last and the current step, between the last and current step. In most of the case, they are just Android boilerplate codes, but I'll show you and explain. So I think that's it. We can start our first practical step, that is set up our data services. So let's go. You can first you need signing in WeDeploy if you don't have an account, but if you have it, just log in. You can use the providers to log in, GitHub or Facebook or Google as you want. So first, let me delete my project here. So you can just create a new project. I will call this project Meetup. And you have several ways to create a data service. But I will show you here in the browser because I believe it's the more simple one, or I don't know, it's the common one. So here you have the overview of your project. So you have logs. We don't have it yet because we don't have any project any service running. You have metrics. You can add collaborators, and that's it. So you can go to overview and install service. You click. You choose WeDeploy Data. That it's our demo today. My ID will be data. So let's install service. So let's go. Service was created successfully. So you can see here in the logs that the service is being started. So WeDeploy is ready. So the other way that you can do that is just going to our repository URL that is in description of this video. The link is in description, and click this button. This is called by us by one-click deployment button. So it will automatically deploy and run data services for you. But it is important to say that in this case, this button is not deploying this repository, because in this repository, we only have our Android app. In fact, it will deploy other repository previously set up with the data service. It's really easy to set up that. You just need two files, but I will not show that. You can go to wedeploy.com and see how to do that, but by yourself. So I think that's it for now. We can go to our Android Studio to create our project. So you can go to File, New Project, and you can put your application name here. And don't forget to check here, because we're gonna use Kotlin in our demo. So next, you can choose your API version here, and here we should use this basic active key, mainly because our app will be a simple list of items that in a new screen you can put the name and description and save it. So you can add new items, or you can update it, the items that you already have. So after that, this will be the project created. So let me go to step one. Why is the step two? So let's switch it for step one. This will the project created. You're gonna need to go to your Gradle app file and add the WeDeploy dependency. You can find this URL here in the WeDeploy.com in deploy documentation here in API clients. You go to documentation, and in the Android part, you can just copy here and paste on your Gradle here. You also need to add this permission here, so we can access the internet. So if you are Android developer, you already know that. So after that, we can start our second step, that saving data. So saving data here. Our documentation is very complete. So if you need something, you find here easy. If you don't find, you can always use our support. So we'll be glad to help you. So saving data. So we're gonna here create. We're gonna do a really quick test to see if our service is working well. So we deploy, receives. We use the builder pattern. So have here our client data. Let me copy my data URL, my service URL. You can go here and copy service URL. So companion object const URL. So you have to use .dat data. So you are saying that you're gonna use the data services. So let's create a collection, call it items. Here we need a JSON object. Here in this JSON, we're gonna put name, Victor, and put description. Mobile engineer. So you pass this object for our API and just execute. If you choose this method to execute without the callback, this request will be synchronously. So if you want it to be async, you need to pass the callback. For now, I'm just create a new thread here. And let's test this. Nothing happening here, but if we go to our service, it should be here. Oh, we don't have. And let me see if it's the URL. It's okay. Thread. Okay. Okay, so let me see what happening here. I'm creating WeDeploy object. G is on here, and oh, that's strange. Oh, I'm the wrong log. Sorry. Nothing happened here. Let me check out the second slide. Let me see what is going wrong. I use the callback, so we check out. So here I have the entire code. So That's the three. Okay, so here what we're gonna do is what we have here in this step. I've already created the let me see here, the item activity. So let me run here. Here we have the second activity. If you are not familiar with Android, we have to create a layout too for this add item activity. So this is the layout there of this screen, and what I'm gonna do is do this here. I will create a action for this button. So when we press the button, we're gonna save the text on the name and also the description. Description, edit text. So if the name is not empty, so we can create our JSON JSON object.
Victor, can you go back to presentation mode? It's kind of hard to read.
So presentation mode. Oh, okay. So here. So you can fill the item JSON. You can put the name here and your name here. Item JSON. Put description here and the description here. So we call WeDeploy. To create main activity URL. I have to check if it's data meetup redeploy. Okay. Create our collection items with our JSON. Execute. So here I will pass the callback. I don't know what happened before. I will check it after, but we can go through the presentation. This way you are declaring anonymous interface presentation in Kotlin. So I just need to use unsuccessful and unfair here. If success, we're gonna check test. If we have to check if the response here is here. So response body, and let me check. So if name is not empty, we're gonna save our please help me odds of the development. So let's go. Victor and test. Let's go see the log. I will put a log for the error too, so we can, if it does not work, we can see what is going wrong. So, but message. So fast. Let me see. Oh my God, I don't know. Let me put a breakpoint here and here. Let's see what's going on. Test and test. Mr. Nente. Okay, here. Okay.
That's a bonus part, everyone. You now learn how to debug Kotlin applications.
Well, I don't know what's going on. We can see the logs here. We deploy data meetup, we deploy. So let me check here. I have a I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. So I'm doing something wrong here. I don't know what exactly, but let me see here. Data meetup with deploy IO. Not even my callback is being called. It's a really, really strange. I will start the service, but no, the service is running up and running. Maybe it's my, okay, so we deployed no address associated with the no host. I don't know if it's my connection. Let me close in here. Emulator. Maybe I know what it is. My emulator is not using the right DNS. It's not with the right. So connection. Let me check the internet connection here. So that's it. My emulator is not connecting. I know what it is. Okay, so we have connection. Fast. Run. Ahead. Let's go. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I think my DNS is not, my emulator DNS is not correct, but I can change it. Hey, Milan, can you just hang out for a second? I will change my DNS. I think that's it.
Sure, yeah, you need to disconnect and come back?
Oh, yeah, just a second.
Sure, no problem.
Let me see here.
By the way, Victor, just to let you know that you're still online, like you haven't disconnected this. We're still broadcasting, so just to know.
Test at so here. Okay, so can you hear me? So,
yeah, you were online, you were broadcasting all the time. So
I'm sorry about that. I just pulled off my Ethernet connection, so I'm on the Wi-Fi now, and now it's working. Sorry guys about that, but the nice thing that is not my code. It was a DNS problem, so we can go.
Yeah, so that's a nice, just to interrupt you for a second, that is a nice demo of the fallacies of distributed computing. I'm going to use that as an example.
So now we can see here that we have our tests, our demo running. So sorry guys about that, but it happens, it's live. So let's go to the, so we are saving our data. We have now to get our data. So for that, we're gonna use the step 3, git checkout, discard git checkout, step 3. So, well, what we have done here. First of all, I need to show you guys that our main activity. So we have now our recycle view. If you are not familiar with Android, recycle view is just a list of things that it's called a recycle view because it recycle the rows when you scroll the list. So it's really it has a good performance. So this method here, it just check if our recycle view has an adapter. If don't, we create our adapter, our custom adapter that we need to use this pattern in Android to fill the list. So it basically inflates our layout, item layout, that it just the name and description. So and with okay, that's it. So it only we just name and description. So let's go back to the. I can show you the documentation here in the WeDeploy. It's really good. So yeah, and it's really simple to get data. So we just need to go to our main activity. It's our first activity. So what we're gonna do is create a new WeDeploy instance. So WeDeploy.data and URL and get and the name of our collection that we created used item name. So as you can see here, our collection name is items. So here we're gonna get our items and execute that. So object callback. I will keep the callback empty just with a log. So we can see the response here. Actually, we can fill the recycle here because I have created a parser class that just get the body and and fills the item model. This is the class in Kotlin that will generate all getters and sets. You just need one line, and you have the entire full class. So this method just parse our JSON and return it for us. So response, if we have response, let parse that. Response, but get body. So it will produce local variable, okay, not parser, but items. Here we have items, and we're gonna call refresh recycle view with our items. Let me see running. So here we have our items here. If we add a new one with a description, some description, the item was added, but we still with the problem that the list is not being refreshed. So we can fix this problem by several ways in Android, but I will use the Realtime provided by WeDeploy. So this way we can just call our method again for refresh when the name of this is watch. So watch.
Sorry, can you go back to the presentation mode? I'm
Okay.
I'm watching this on a really small screen and trying to read it.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So you can watch our collection. I will show you the documentation real time here. It's a really full documentation, so we can watch many events. So here we're gonna watch the collection items on. Here we have to pass a string, but I promise you guys that I will create an enum for the next time that but you see that it will be an enum. So here we can pass the object callback. I don't know. Oh, we just need a lambda here. Args. It's end of here. So we can, for our args, for each args, let's log. uh, args. Here it's changes, not changes. So here we can just log our it. It's how do we call the? It's like a this on Java. So we can run this and watch the log because I didn't refresh the list yet. So let me test Alan, mobile developer. So I will add here, and my log should be showing that. Oh, I don't know. Real time. So I don't know. Here. Oh, sorry. So here when I added my new item, it just showed me that the list has changed. So in the next step, you can see really easy how we can refresh the list using real-time. It's basically the same code, but here I added a new method because here in the real-time we receive it a JSON array. So I had to create a new method here that basically sorry that basically do the same thing. So I can run again. Run again. And now when I real time, ha 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 ha, magic. I hope it works, but look in here, our list is being refreshed. So what you have to do here is also close our real-time object because it's a socket. So you have to here you are opening a socket and on destroy of your activity you have to close it. So uh, so that's it. I can show you how good it's this feature because we can put it here. It's like magic. It's like magic. And send. So any other application can update your collection and you will receive this here in real time. It's like magic, as I said. So really good. Let me see what is the next step. So the next step is updating data. So here our documentation of updating data is also really complete. So we can just go to the next step to see the magic happening. So here, what we have done is in our item adapter, we put two events here. If I click on the item, I will call my add item activity that now is not more just add or updating, passing my item, the selected item. So here you can see that we receive that item here in this in this line. We get our item. If it exists, we store the item ID. So in the action of the button, it's not more just add, it's save. So if I have an ID, we don't call create, we now call update, passing the collection that we want to update dash our item ID. So let's test this. I'm gonna play that. So now if I click here, it will open with my item, and I can put that's updated. So I will add item, save it, and now I just it's not updated. You can update it. So again, and that's it. So you can see that the order of my list has changed. We're gonna see how to keep the same order in a few minutes. So for updating, it did. So delete is very similar in our item adapter. I just put the new action on long click. So you have to press and hold a little bit. So we're gonna put we're gonna show alert. Do you really want remove this item? So uh, I will do this with you guys. So we can use redeploy again. You can put it on in your class. I'm always creating these the same object, so you can do different and better. So we're gonna have to delete. What you want to delete is one item. Okay, one item of the items, and here we need to pass our current item ID. So if we do that, our item will be deleted. I will copy, I don't know. I will do that here. Okay, object and blah, 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 callback. Okay, on failure, on success. Okay, so my, okay, we don't have it here. So if we run that, we can now delete our items. Let me delete this one. Test. Delete. Okay. The magic happens with real time. So we are going to our last step. So we check out step 6. As you can see, our list, the values are changing the order. So we also have in the WeDeploy searching and filtering data. So here we have a lot of, we can do a lot of carries. We can use the where or we can also order. There is a really good feature about location, the geolocation, that you can even find people, you can even search people around you here. if you have a location, you can do a carry to get people that are 20 miles around you. It's a really good feature. So, but I will basically show you guys how to keep our list order. So you can put it order by the field name uh, and sort the order ascending. So we can also use this on our real time. So only not only our get will be ordered, but our real time too. So let's run this, and you're gonna see the list ordered by the names. We can do pretty much many things with that. As you can see here, it's order. So you can also wear our calculate like a filter similar. I want use filter similar. So you can use this. You can pass the field that you want and the carry. So let me show you. I want names that are similar to, let me see, real. Let's go. I have to put it in here too. Blah, blah. Let's go. So here you can see that we just have names that fill this condition. So I think that that's it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Our documentation is really good. So you can also look for we deployed examples in GitHub, and you will find a bunch of examples, not only for Android, but iOS, web, and a lot of use cases. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, Victor. We don't really have any questions at the moment. I encourage everyone to ask your questions on the either YouTube channel or the Slack channel. Actually, there is one question. When you were showing the geolocation thing, it was like a distance thing, like how that is measured actually. Like when you say 20 miles, that is like, sorry, that is like physical, like a straight line, or how do you happen to know how that works?
Actually, you have a location in the latitude and longitude format, so you can use the latitude and the longitude for find the here. You can filter for results based on the distance away from a specific location. So
Yeah,
you have
the question is basically the distance is, I assume, like a straight line. It's not like 20 miles driving, right?
20 miles. No, it's around of the location.
I see. Okay, I got it. Okay, I don't see any other questions. I have a couple of questions of my own, and my mobile development skills are on the level of Hello World with Android. So if I say something stupid, please excuse me. But I see. One thing I wanted to ask is about this other project. This other project that we have, that's screens. I'm not sure how you guys are like split between the projects, but I remember Screens demo, which made it really like a piece of cake to build mobile apps. Do we integrate any of those things with Screens projects so that I can say just drag and drop view, and that view is like automatically and automatically connected to a WeDeploy data or something?
Actually, the screens today they are only talk with the XP, the Liferay portal. So it's not compatible yet with the WeDeploy, but it's a good opportunity to create a we screen, for example. We can create the screenlets for login and the lists with real time. It's a really good option. But for now, screens only talks with Portal and DXP.
All right, and that reminds me of the second question, which is like you demonstrated the data service, which is cool. But I assume you have the APIs for all the other services like authentication and hosting and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Actually, I didn't put any restriction, any authentication for our data carriers, but you can easily configure this here in the our documentation. You can find how to configure, how to set up authentication in your data. So I just didn't use because of the time, but you can use authentication services here. Here you have a validator. So uh, you have the validator here that is validating if you are authenticated or not.
Yep. Okay. But my question was that I can use authentication service or such to just log in people, right? From mobile API somehow, right?
Yeah, we have providers for Facebook and GitHub and Google, so it will easy peasy to integrate authentication in your app.
Okay, I see your question. That's actually another question that's Javier answering my questions on YouTube. Um, okay. Well, anyone needs to ask anything, now it's the time. If not, we're gonna go to the end. I assume that using that from Java and not Kotlin, it's not very different. It's just
No.
the semantics of the language, right?
Yeah, you can find Java examples here in the documentation. We also have Java, curl, and Swifty, and JavaScript examples.
All right,
So,
that's cool. I see someone's typing on Slack. Let me see if that is a question. Okay, no, nothing there so far. Okay. Well, Victor, that was despite all the wait, there is a question. Authentication into a Liferay DXP also. Well, I assume the question is, can you authenticate with against Liferay DXP? But that's not really a WeDeploy question. But I assume we do have the APIs to authenticate mobile users through DXP, right?
yeah, the DXP will be now 7.1 version. DXP will be also a provider. So we can, in DXP 7.1, it will be possible to log in with Liferay as a provider too. So we just need to add this provider in WeDeploy, and it'll be really easy to integrate with your portal.
All right. Thank you so much, Victor. It was good to see all this stuff with WeDeploy and Kotlin. Sorry, everyone, for the technical issues that we had. Switching back to my screen. And as I said earlier, if you still have questions, feel free to use. I mean, once the live stream is closed, you will probably not be able to ask questions on YouTube anymore. But you can still post your questions on Slack, and we'll get back to you and answer them later. So that was all as far as the session is concerned. And as I promised you, I'm going to announce the next session now. And the next session is Chema Balsas talking about building modern and consistent user experiences with Clay and Lexicon. Now, for those of you who have no idea what Clay and Lexicon is, it's a good opportunity to learn about it, especially if you are fans of user experience and mobile, not mobile, but front-end applications and things like Bootstrap and all those crazy new things in the front-end world. I highly recommend Chema is a very good expert in that area, and he definitely has an interesting things to say. That's going to be on April 27th at the same time as today, 3 p.m. It's still not announced on Meetup. It will be soon. So you can sign up there. And that's pretty much all from me and mostly from Victor today. Thank you again for joining us. I wish you a successful project and great weekend. Thank you, guys. Bye.